Welcome, everyone. Before we begin, pause for a moment. Sit down. Close your eyes. Take one deep breath, slowly in, slowly out. Picture a dark rainforest in Mesoamerica. Heavy rain falls. The air feels hot and thick. Insects hum in the distance. Tall trees rise above you. Wet leaves shine in dim light. The earth smells deep and rich. Now, see a king. He stands inside a great stone palace. Torches burn along the walls. Warriors wait in silence. He raises a golden cup. Inside is a liquid, dark and almost black. He drinks. The taste is not sweet. It is bitter, strong, spicy. This is chocolate. Yes, chocolate. Not soft, not sugary, not wrapped in bright paper. Long ago, your favorite candy bar was not candy. It was a sacred drink. Warriors drank it before battle. Rulers enjoyed it during ceremonies. It was power in a cup, energy, status, mystery. Today, you will learn this story. You will discover how a simple bean became a sweet treat loved around the world. You will practice English, short sentences, clear ideas, strong emotion. Listen carefully. Breathe slowly. Travel back in time. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The First Chocolate. Chocolate began long ago in Mesoamerica. Today, this area includes Mexico and parts of Central America. But thousands of years ago, it was home to ancient civilizations. The first people to use cacao were the Olmecs. They discovered that the beans from the cacao tree could be turned into a special drink. Later, the Mayans began to grow cacao trees carefully in the warm rainforest. They respected the tree and believed it was a gift from the gods. The Mayans made a drink called xocolotl. This drink was very different from the chocolate we know today. It was bitter, spicy, dark. There was no sugar. There was no milk. The taste was strong and powerful. It gave energy and strength. Cacao beans were extremely valuable in those times. They were not just food, they were money. People used cacao beans to buy goods in the market. They used them to pay workers and taxes. Chocolate was not something for everyone. It was rare and important. Kings drank it during special ceremonies. Warriors drank it before going to battle. For them, chocolate was more than a drink. It was connected to religion, power, and status. So when you think about chocolate today, sweet and soft, remember its first form. It was bold, it was intense, and it was sacred. Chapter 2. Chocolate Goes to Europe. In the 1500s, Spanish explorers sailed across the ocean and arrived in the Americas. There, they discovered a powerful empire ruled by Montezuma II, the great Aztec king. Montezuma II loved cacao. He believed it gave him strength and energy. He drank it every day, from beautiful golden cups. When the Spanish first tasted cacao, they were surprised. The drink was dark, it was thick, it was bitter. They did not enjoy the strong flavor, but they understood something important. Cacao was valuable, it was rare, it was connected to power, so they decided to change it. They added sugar to make it sweeter. They added cinnamon to give it a warm, pleasant taste. Slowly, the flavor changed. The drink became smoother, softer, easier to enjoy. Soon, cacao beans and chocolate drinks traveled across the Atlantic Ocean to Spain. From Spain, chocolate spread to other European countries. It reached France. It reached England. It reached royal courts. Kings and queens began to drink chocolate in the morning or during special gatherings. It became fashionable. Drinking chocolate was a sign of wealth and status, but chocolate was still expensive. Cacao had to be shipped from faraway lands. It required time, labor, and trade. Because of this, only rich people could afford it. Common people rarely tasted chocolate. In Europe, chocolate changed from a sacred ritual drink into a luxury for the upper class. It was sweet, it was exotic, it was costly, and its journey across the ocean had only just begun. Fire, steam, and the birth of the chocolate bar. For many years, chocolate was only a drink. People made it slowly, by hand. They roasted cacao beans over fire until they smelled strong and rich. Then they crushed the beans with heavy stones. They mixed the crushed beans with water and spices. It was hard work. It took time. It took strength. Only the patient could make chocolate. Then, the world began to change. The Industrial Revolution arrived. Machines, steam, iron, factories grew larger. People worked in cities. Technology was everywhere. Chocolate would never be the same. In 1828, a Dutch man named Casparus van Houten invented a powerful machine. It was a hydraulic press. The press squeezed cacao beans very hard. It separated the fat, called cocoa butter, from the solid part of the bean. This changed everything. Now chocolate could be smoother, it could be made faster, it could cost less. People everywhere could taste it. Then, in 1847, another man made history. His name was Joseph Fry. He mixed cocoa powder, cocoa butter, and sugar. He poured the thick, dark mixture into a mold. When it cooled, it became hard. It became solid. It became the first chocolate bar. For the first time, people could hold chocolate in their hands. They could break it. They could bite it. It was no longer just a drink. It was a treat you could feel. It was a revolution. Soon, companies like Cadbury began producing chocolate for many people. Factories worked day and night. Chocolate was no longer only for kings. It was for workers, for families, for children. A sacred drink had become a public treat. Chocolate had stepped into the world. It was sweet, powerful, and ready to change lives. Chapter 4. The Dream of Milk Chocolate. Even after chocolate became a solid bar, there was still a problem. Dark chocolate was strong. Some people loved it, but many found it too bitter. It was not smooth. It was not soft. It could be hard to enjoy. In Switzerland, a man named Daniel Peter had an idea. What if chocolate could be softer, sweeter, creamier? Could it feel smooth in the mouth and still have a rich flavor? Daniel Peter worked with Henri Nestlé, who had invented condensed milk. Together, they experimented. They tried many times. They failed many times. The chocolate separated. It did not taste right. It became lumpy, or too thick. They could have given up, but they did not. Finally, after much trial and error, they succeeded. Milk chocolate was born. It was smooth. It was sweet. It melted gently in the mouth. People loved it. It was softer than anything before. It was delicious. But the story did not end there. Another genius, Rodolphe Lindt, discovered a magical process by accident. One night, he left his chocolate mixing machine on while he slept. The machine mixed the chocolate for many hours. When he returned, he found the chocolate had changed. It was silky, shiny, soft like velvet. This process was called conching. Conching made chocolate smooth and creamy. It made chocolate melt beautifully in the mouth. Chocolate was no longer just food. It became pleasure, comfort, happiness. Big companies quickly grew around this new chocolate. Factories produced it for more people. Chocolate traveled across oceans. It reached small shops in tiny towns. It entered big cities. It became a treat for children and adults. Chocolate became loved around the world. From bitter, dark drinks in the rainforest to smooth, creamy milk chocolate bars, this little bean had traveled a long journey. It had changed cultures, economies, and tastes. Chocolate was no longer only a luxury. It was now a global love. Chocolate had become a dream, smooth, sweet, and magical. Chapter 5. Chocolate Today. Craft, Science, and the Future. Today. Chocolate is everywhere. You see it in supermarkets, in airports, in gift boxes. It is part of celebrations. It is part of daily life. Chocolate is no longer just a treat. It has become a multi-billion-dollar industry. Millions of people make it, sell it, and enjoy it every day. But something interesting is happening. Some chocolate makers want to go back to the beginning. They want chocolate to be simple, pure, real. They call this the bean-to-bar movement. They buy cacao directly from farmers. They choose the best beans. They focus on quality, fair trade, and ethical farming. They care about the land. They care about the people who grow the cacao. They care about the future. Chocolate experts now taste chocolate like wine. They do not just say sweet. They notice flavors in every bite. Fruity, nutty, earthy, floral. Chocolate is more than a flavor. It is a story of the land, the soil, the climate, the region where the beans are grown. But the future is not without challenges. In 2026, climate change is real. Cacao trees are sensitive. Too much heat can destroy them. Too little rain can kill them. Farmers work tirelessly to protect their crops. Scientists study stronger trees that can survive new climates. Companies promise sustainable farming. They invest in reusable containers, recycling, and biodegradable packaging. The future of chocolate depends on balance. Balance between profit and planet. Between business and responsibility. Between taste and care for people. Chocolate is no longer just a treat. It is a symbol of innovation, of culture, of science, of humanity. Every chocolate bar you hold today carries a story of ancient rainforest beans, of kings and warriors, of explorers, inventors, and scientists, of farmers and makers protecting the planet. Chocolate connects the past with the present. It is both tradition and modern craft. It is pleasure and responsibility. From sacred drinks to global love, chocolate continues its journey, and its future depends on the choices we make today. Final chapter, the journey of chocolate. Think again about that king in the rainforest. He lifts a golden cup. The liquid inside is dark, bitter, powerful, sacred. This drink was not for everyone. It was for warriors. It was for kings. It carried energy, strength, and status. Now think about yourself. You open a chocolate bar. You hear the snap. You take a bite. Sweet, smooth, comforting. It melts gently in your mouth. The journey from that dark rainforest to your hand took thousands of years. It passed through empires, through wars, through explorers and invention, through scientists and machines. Chocolate changed. It went from a sacred ritual to royal luxury, from a secret drink to a global industry, from a bitter bean to a sweet memory. And yet, its story remains intense. Every bite reminds us of the skill, the passion, and the care of generations. It reminds us that a small bean can change the world. This is the history of chocolate, a story of power, a story of creativity, a story of transformation. And now you understand it. In English, you have listened, read, and learned. Keep practicing, keep listening, keep learning, and keep growing your English every day. If you enjoyed this story, share it with friends. Subscribe to learn more. Every video is a chance to improve your English while enjoying amazing stories. Next time you taste chocolate, remember the rainforest. Remember the kings and warriors. Remember the inventors and farmers. And most of all, remember the journey that brought a sacred drink to your hands.